Hey, Coach. Good to see you. Ken Kraetzer, CaMMVetsMedia. Maybe just start with a little bit of an assessment of the Wake Forest game challenge. You played a very good team, great quarterback. What were the challenges, and what did you see happen in that game?
I think Wake Forest, we knew it was going to be a tough matchup. Just watching them play against some heavy hitters out of the ACC and so forth, you knew the matchups were going to be a little bit tough for us. So game plan wise, we wanted to do some things to help in the RPO and sort of make them run the football and have somebody coming from each leverage on the ball carrier. And I thought the guys tried to execute that game plan the best that they could. We made a few mistakes, and those mistakes caught up with us, and we gave up a few more scores than what we wanted to. But I thought after that first half, I walked into the locker room, and we'd given up some scores, but I thought we were fighting our rear ends off, and I loved the tenacity and the motivation of the guys, and coming back out in the second half. Felt confident that we do well. There were some times where quarterback was showed why he's one of the best in the country, and some receivers as well, and running backs outstanding. So we just if there's some things that I could have had over to do again. I would have liked to gotten Andre a few more rushes up the field. But defensively, we just felt that there was a lot of things that we needed to do with him that helped the overall defensive product. And you always look back and wish you could have done a little something different. So we'll study real hard on this next one and see if we can't get that one right.
Well, certainly interesting to watch the linebacker play. You mentioned Andre Carter has been getting, the offenses are targeting with blocking. But Leo Lowen's been coming up with 10 tackles a game, and I thought Peyton Hampton had a bunch of good plays Saturday night.
Yeah, I think offenses do want to take Andre into their thoughts as far as game planning, whether it's throwing the ball quickly or using an extra blocker over there. But you're right. Leo Lowen has done a tremendous job of getting us more tackles and fitting the defense better. And Peyton was sort of a homecoming for him, and he stepped up and did a lot of really good things for us defensively.
And Coach's thoughts on Colgate on Saturday? They have a young sophomore quarterback. Looks like he likes to run the ball, and they're a balanced passing, rushing team. What's your thoughts on Colgate?
I think anytime you play against an offense that has balance to them, that it's hard. It's hard to gang up the box on the run or put the extra one in coverage versus a pass. But I think the quarterback for Colgate is an athlete that's probably one of the best athletes on the team. He's a good 6'3". 220, 225 pounds, and can run. So a lot of the run game is designed for him in particular to add that extra blocker, and he does a really good job of it. He'll sprint out a little bit and throw some balls and drop back pass as well, but he's a guy that we got to contain. We got to do a really good job of keeping him from gaining the extra yards in the run game and moving the sticks. We got to do a great job getting pressure on him so that we can get some errant passes and get some takeaways.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure. Hey, Ken.
Hey, Nate. Even with losses, you can still make progress. Where do you think Army's made progress in last week or the last couple of weeks?
I talked to the defense a little bit about just fitting a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. And I think they're starting to see things better. I can certainly help them with some calls that give them a little bit better angles to the ball. But in practice, in games, I start to see guys that are improving every day, and whether it's at each level of the defense. So when we get to where we're playing fast without having to go through the thinking process, that's when we're at our best. And Yeah, I think there were times in the game against Wake Forest where I thought we played downhill quickly, and made some really good tackles. There's some times where we're not. So I think from a consistency standpoint, that's what we're after. That's what we want to get better. Every game, this season we've done something good. We've also done some things that just maybe a little uncharacteristic, and the goal for us defensively is just to get to where we see it fast and we fit it consistently.
How about the continuity, working with one another, understanding each other?
I think that's a huge part of it. I think that's why maybe a fit for a linebacker depends on what happens in front of him, and when that happens in front of him quicker, then he's able to fit his gap quicker. And likewise, sometimes when we drop the safety down into the box, same thing. Just guys seeing it and fitting that window, because there's some times where people will combo up to the next level, and you've sort of missed your time, for the trigger to the ball if you get that combo block up to you. So we'll everybody fits this thing together, and it's up to everybody to believe in one another and just sort of pull up your britches and get to work, and I feel good right now from a defensive standpoint that we're going to get better, and that the last half of this season is going to be our best. And going forward, the guys, I think, still have a confidence that we're going to do well. We've got a lot of things that we are playing for. Still playing for a bowl game, and still playing for a CIC championship. And to be honest with you, heck, last year we were 9-4. We could still meet that same record this year. The losses come at a little bit different time of the year. So we're excited. We're ready to go, and hopefully this Saturday is going to be a good one for us.
Just to stay on that point you just made, there is a lot of season left, but how do you kind of shake off what's happened over the first 5 games and realize that, there's still goals to be achieved here, and we can turn this around?
Yeah, it's not hard to watch the guys. They're motivated, and so shaking it off isn't hard for them. It's not hard for me. I think we still see all our goals right in front of us, and every day they go out and practice. Man, I love the way we're practicing right now. It's fast, and they're taking better and better angles to the ball. We get off blocks quicker, and in the secondary we're doing a little bit better job of breaking on the ball. So there's not really any convincing for those guys that we got a lot of football ahead of us, and that's what we're about. That's what we do.
Sure. Last thing, I asked Jeff the other day. You've been around the Division I game for a long time here. What do you think about FBS teams playing FCS schools?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think that there's. I remember when I was at an FCS school and playing against Clemson, and Dabo was a younger coach, but they were good. They were really, really good. And it came down to the last drive of the game. We lost by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And if we could have stopped, we had a couple of third down plays where we needed to make some stops, but losing by 1 touchdown to a Clemson, to a national power, you can. That's something that's motivating for the guys. I remember playing against South Carolina, and Coach Spurrier's outstanding coach, love him to death. But in Columbia, it came down to last play of the ball game against them. For us, we're inside the 10-yard line going in to tie it up on the last play. So anybody can beat anybody nowadays. Doesn't matter what level you're at, and you just gotta, whoever executes their game plan the best is the winner. So this week we got to load up and play these guys, and we got to execute our defense and our offense and our special teams and complement one another. And when we win all 3 phases of those games, then usually we're the victor. So let's get out there Saturday. We get another chance to go out there and play ball, and our kids are excited about it, and the coaches are too. Sure.
Anything else on Zoom? Go ahead, Stel.
How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. Coach, when we talk about season 10 defense being block destruction, and I was just wondering how much you guys might have worked on that in the first couple practices this week and the importance of that. I think you talked about it a little bit up front, maybe. Talked about that, the importance of that for the future this season.
Yeah, I think there's two things. Whenever you talk about block destruction, you're talking about two different parts of your body. Your hands are one thing that's got to be outstanding, and your feet as well. Because if you use your hands to get off of a block and your feet aren't moving quickly, then the offensive guy recovers. So this week we've done an awful lot of hands and feet and just really trying to read things quickly and fast and be a fast defense. And the faster we are up front, the faster we are at linebacker. And the faster we are at linebacker, the safeties and the corners get their fits quicker. So there's been a huge emphasis on getting off blocks. You better believe it, no doubt. But also tackling is something that we've been working an awful lot on, and closing down space and getting into a football position and playing with great fundamentals and being a better tackling defense. So hopefully those things pay off for us and we get on our win streak.
Are there any new tackling drills that you guys can do at this point in the season, or are they just repetition pretty much?
Now, there's a lot of different tackling drills that we do, and we try to mix it up a little bit. Sometimes it's a one-on-one, sometimes it's a two-on-one, sometimes it's just different levels of defensive play, and when you get to the ball carrier and the communication from one tackler to the other, that hey, I'm here for help, or to your left or to your right. So there's a ton of different tackles tackling drills that we use. And some more than others, but I think one of the things that we try to work a lot of is running and then coming to balance in space into a football position so that we can strike with good fundamentals, and we're getting better at that.
Just one more. Can you talk about the toughness of Marquel Broughton? I know he got banged up a little bit in the game against Wake Forest, but a couple times he's been able to come back in the season after getting a little banged up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I hold my breath every time Quell looks like he's going out of the ball game, because he's such a great leader and the quarterback of our defense. He's a playmaker. He has great eyes and very, very instinctive. So whenever he's hurting a little bit, I always catch my breath, but he just somehow, some way always bounces back. There's a toughness about him that you just don't beat. You just stand back and you respect, and I think that spreads to the rest of our defense and our team. Love that guy and what he stands for and everything that he does for the program, and I'd do anything in the world for him, because he's a very giving person and player.
Thanks so much.
That's it for Coach Woody. Thanks, everyone.